15 years back, I used to say I'm an accidental entrepreneur, which I am. But I don't like the word accidental. It's a negative connotation. और शब्दों में बहुत जान होती है. That I learned maybe 10 years back. So I'm careful about what I say, how I say. So I like the word serendipity. This same connotation, fluke. So how many of you believe you're successful? One, two. Nicole, you're successful? Say so. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, I want to get the mics to one or two people. To this gentleman. How many of you are students here? I saw 5, 6 students. You're students. Okay. Right. Yeah, get the mic. I want to know why he thinks he's successful and what has led to his success. The gentleman there.
Sir, thank you.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Bhuvnesh Sharma. I'm into oil and gas. And
Online?
Oil and gas.
Oil and gas.
Yeah, we are into pipeline inspection, cross-country pipeline inspection. And
you started that?
yeah, I started it. And our aim was initially to build something in the country which was not here. And once we build it, I think it was a successful event.
Now, what do you think made you successful? Just one second. I'll call you back in 30 minutes.
Once you target something and it is a big target and you achieve it, that makes you successful.
Of course, but what do you think made you successful? What led to it?
This is just a hard work, that's it.
Hard work to मैं बोलता हूँ मजदूर भी बहुत करते हैं.
Just a hard work towards in the same direction. If the Mazdoor
You're saying the right thing, right? But can I tell you why I'm asking that? I want to get to Nicole. She's part of a PR company, so I know Nicole is very good at her work. So yes, she is good at what she does.
I think for every person, success is defined by how resilient you are in whatever you do.
True.
And there will be a time when the world might not believe in you, but when you achieve it, that's when it's an eye-opener.
Absolutely. But why do you believe you're successful and what do you attribute to? You're saying the right things, hard work, consistency, she's talking about resilience, all the right things. To me, these are not concepts or words. I really believe in them. But why do you think you're successful?
Because there have been instances when it looks like it's just an idea, but I've been
yes,
able
fine.
to...
But what do you attribute your success to?
Attribute my success to continuous, basically hard work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hard work, okay.
Whatever I did, I'm happy with that. And now after doing these things, I am feeling like it's what I did. I feel happy after that. And before
I also feel happy when I eat an ice cream, but I don't eat an ice cream.
But it's just an 30-minute happiness. But I feel right now is whatever I doing it, and after completing something, I feel happy, and that is one of the successful sign, I think so.
Good morning, sir. I am Ginny. I am founder of Search My Tender. I feel I am successful because
Ginny.
yes, because if I am able to
क्या
create.
करते हो आप Ginny?
Okay, so we provide end-to-end tendering solution for government tenders. So I am founder of Search My Tenders.
Fixing भी करते हो उसमें? नहीं, kidding.
Okay,
Of course,
so
वो तो
I
करें
feel-
वो तो होती नहीं हिंदुस्तान में तो कर ही नहीं
I feel if I am able to create impact on life of others, if they are happy because of me, those people who are growing because they feel that I have contributed something to their life,
fair
which
enough,
make me
fair
successful.
Enough. But why do you think you're successful?
Because I am able to create
Impact.
impact on those people who,
And what has
who
led
don't
to your
have even
success?
basic.
What has led to your success?
Okay, my initial days struggle during my childhood, what I've seen, the pain point, I'm able to resolve it now.
Okay, good. One more. So you're a successful person. You are the CEO of Oyster Fund. Fund managers come to you. People like उसका Strides वाले का नाम क्या है? इशप्रीत. ऐसे लोगों को आप इतने पैसे देते हो, तो आप तो मतलब entrepreneurs funds वाले के पास आते हैं, funds वाले आपके पास, तो आप तो gods के gods हो.
नहीं
So,
sir,
why are you so successful?
नहीं sir, I believe in the concept of I'm very bhuka, I'm very hungry. So staying hungry, staying
खाते तो
foolish
लगता नहीं
is.
है आप कुछ खाते हो, but I understand what you're saying.
So yeah, I think there are short-term successes which are always there. Every day there are certain things that you achieve. You can call yourself successful, but in the larger scheme of things, I think there is a lot to be done. So I won't call myself successful in the larger scheme of things.
Why do you think Rohit is so good at your boss? Rohit is your boss.
Yeah,
He's
my
my
colleague,
classmate
yeah.
and one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
He says no also in a way that you don't feel bad. That's a skill you have to pick up from him. He's a very genuine person. I know him as a child, so you know. I know.
Fully agree.
Yeah. So why do you think Rohit's successful?
No, see,
Rohit Bayana is the founder of Loomis Partners of the
Partners,
Oyster
yeah.
Fund, and
It's
he
a-
and me went to the same school, Lady Fatima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, see, at the end of the day, it depends on how content you are with what you've thought about life as in general, right? I mean, if you've thought of life as, let's say,
No,
achieving,
well understood. Both of सबका definition different है. So, but what has led to his success? What has led to Rohit's success?
see, I think it's consistent.
Very
work.
good word. Consistency.
Yeah.
Good. So now let me come to what I have to say. I'll tell you a little bit about my journey. Risham works with me 6 years. I'm very relationship oriented. That gives me most happiness. Okay. And these days my time is the most important asset I have. You know, if I can save time, I'd spend money. Okay. And I've been like this even when I was younger. First of all, you know, this definition of success is very, very different. How many of you want to raise money? $15 of you, okay. Right. So I'll tell you, how many of you are from middle class? So I grew up in Sector 7 in Old Gurgaon, went to Our Lady of Fatima Convent High School. I didn't get enough marks I got 72.6. I was 8th or 9th in the class. I think 75 was the topper or 76. I think Rohit was the topper or he was number 2. Dipali was the topper, right? And my parents, because my school was 12th, everyone we came to Bal Bharti, DPS. Girls went to Mount Carmel. That's where the former cabinet minister, she went after 10th, right? And my parents said, you haven't done good in your exams, so we'll put you in, if you're anybody from Old Gurgaon, you're one person, right? Dronacharya Government College, Gurgaon, which is next to OLF. It's a culture shock. OLF is different, but I became so paranoid, I topped the Haryana board in 11th and 12th. Then my parents told me the biggest lie. They said कि 11वीं 12वीं में पढ़ लो, उसके बाद एक बार इंजीनियरिंग में हो जाएगा तो पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Have you heard that from your parents? Right? Not exactly in these words. I heard it. So I studied a lot in 11th, 12th. I got through in engineering. I did BTech in computer sciences, but I tell people I did BTech in beer drinking. Right? Which is not a joke. I used to really, for those who know me from my college days, I don't drink anymore, but I used to. And then, you know, I applied to IMT Ghaziabad. I applied to all other business schools. I didn't apply to CAT. I forgot. My father brought the form. Somehow I didn't fill it in time. And one day my dad got the MDI form. I used to cross it every day. The first house opposite MDI is my family doctor, Dr. Garg. So his wife was my father's colleague in the college. College is maybe 100 meters from MDI, maybe 150 meters. I never kind of measured it that way. And my father got the form. I filled it. Less than 10,000 people applied. I got through in MDI. So what do I attribute to my intelligence? What should I attribute that to? I didn't get through in IMT Ghaziabad. I was very depressed that day, 19 December 1993, right? So what do I attribute my getting to MDI? Destiny to hai, wo to prarabdh preordained. See, I want to tell you two, three things. I normally say I don't use PowerPoint presentations. You know why? Because PowerPoint presentations are made by people who are neither powerful nor have a point of view. I'm Aninder's friend, so ये जी business जी news चलाते हैं, या इनके boss चलाते हैं, राहुल जी editorial चलाते हैं और करें अभिषेक. So, and then I got through to MDI. I have to tell you my story because I can keep talking about entrepreneurship, which everyone will say all the right things: hard work, resilience, consistency, they're absolutely right things, okay? But just all that put together doesn't necessarily result into hard work, into output. There is a higher power, right? Why, how does a person uh, get saved in the Pahalgam attacks? Because somebody put more salt in their food. They got upset. They ordered the food again free. It came 1 hour late. They couldn't make it to the meadows. They got saved. There's one lady who got late getting to Ahmedabad airport. She missed a flight. She tried all kinds of things. Couldn't get onto the flight. You could say luck, right? That's the easiest. Now, so I don't use PowerPoint presentations because, sometimes I want to have a conversation, right? And I think I'll be able to at least serve the purpose that Mukesh and I keep to my time. In life, you get things because your parents, your grandparents, your grandparents have done sukarma, right? So don't just attribute your success to yourself. Trust me, right? Trust me. I mean, that's why I'm a Pitron ko, right? For those who are Hindus, all faiths are same. They converge in some way. At the end of there is one higher power, whatever you want to call it, right? It's getting here. I could have taken 3 routes, right? So first of all, life is a series of coincidences, small miracles, developments, events, whatever word you want to see. And they all add up to get you somewhere. My journey. So after I passed out of MDI in 94, 19 to 1994. Engineering 94 to 96. MDI, I passed out of MDI in 96, sorry. I entered MDI in 94. First batch, placements weren't that good. I got a campus placement at Mastech. It was a decent listed company. And, I passed out in March. I was supposed to join on 9th June. And in between, I met a friend of mine who introduced me to another friend, who introduced me to his brother-in-law, who was setting up Collier's Jardine. Have you heard of Collier's Jardine? Kya karti hai Collier's Jardine? Right? Has anybody heard of Collier's Jardine? Abhi bhi, some of you have. And I met David Fowler. Unfortunately, I think he died last year. He was in Australia. And I was young and impressionable. He bought me a few beers and he said, why don't you join Collier's Jardine? So I came back home. I said to my dad, I won't join Mastech. I would join Collier's Jardine. So my dad asked me, he studied at BITS Pilani. He asked me, so kya karti hai Collier's Jardine? So मैंने बोला कि वो real estate broking करती है, consulting, research. So my dad said to me in Hindi कि इतना अगर broking ही करनी तो इतना पढ़ने लिखने की क्या जरूरत थी. So I came from that mindset. Both my parents are academicians. But they let me do what I wanted to. I joined Colliers. So I joined real estate services. And then, it was a new area. And because of that, I met a lot of high net worth individuals who own property, right? And then I joined Anuj. That's how I was Anuj's daughter's wedding reception. I mean, wedding is in February or celebration in advance yesterday. And I think apart from the host, I knew most people, both because of my real estate magazine and my background in reality. A lot of my friends, they're my friends, but we worked in our first jobs together. And then I worked for there, and then I joined a gentleman called Deep Kalra. He used to be my client. He was setting up AMF bowling, and he offered me a job saying, Anurag, why don't you join us in sales? So I said, it doesn't excite me. Then he made me a bigger offer, and I joined him. I have my lawyer calling me. I'll have to take this call. Totally with you. Done. Done. Same page. I'm leaving and calling you. Done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Same page. Same page. You. ठीक. Okay. Sorry, I have something to attend to in the afternoon, and my lawyer is giving me a briefing, which is okay. So I'll just say that, whatever you do, what Sir said, what he said, what Nicole said, are through hard work. So give your best, but don't give yourself too much credit, right? Give credit to people who work with you, to your parents, to your investors, to your partners, to your co-founders. You'll do better. When it gets into you, it's you because of you. Because I've tried many things. I've failed at many things. I mean, why didn't they not work? I can give you logical reasons and blame it on everybody else. But, it's not just about hard work. There's a higher. So this is a book I read 7 odd months back. It's called Fluke. I've sent it to a lot of my friends. It basically says life is about serendipity. It's about luck, chance. There are many stories. There is a sad story there that two colleagues, they work in the same company, they're having a relationship, boy, girl. They meet in New York, and the girl gets a tie for the boy. He wears it on the shirt he's wearing that day. She says it doesn't look good. So he says, oh, I go to my hotel, iron a new shirt. I'll wear it on that shirt so that it looks good. She goes, he's doing that. She goes to the office, which is in Twin Towers. The planes hit the Twin Towers. She dies and he survives. What do you blame that on? If the world would be a very different place if Donald Trump hadn't ducked. I mean, God gave him long life. Nobody should die. I mean, but if he hadn't ducked, it would be a very, very different place. In your life, that you can look back, if something hadn't happened a certain way, you'd be a very different place. I met Resham because her dad is my friend. I met Ojaswita because her dad is my friend, right? That's how I met them, right? But they are a very important part of my team, right? And they know that. So I'll come to the answer. So the only thing I'm going to say is do all the things, work hard, be consistent, be resilient. But at the end of the day, be humble about it. Because your success is because of what your parents did, what happens in your environment, your co-founders. When you partner with someone, their luck also comes onto you. If you believe in that, I believe in that. You don't have to believe in that. Some people only believe in hard work. That's also good. Now, I'll say what I have to say. What is the single biggest quality needed to be an entrepreneur? Of course, hard work, consistency, resilience. I would say resilience out of these three is the most important. But there is a certain quality, a word I'm looking for. Huh? Adaptable? Yeah, okay. Of course, that you have to be in everything. In a job, yes. In a marriage, yeah.
Sir, believe in your partner and your team member.
You are the closest to what I wanted. So I have less time. So self-belief. I think the most, again, there's a thin line between believing in yourself and being delusional. Okay, very thin line. And people who like their ideas sometimes are delusional. And people will tell you, be delusional enough to believe in your idea and not to believe in it. All those things. These days you have Instagram and quotes and all that. But I'll tell you, just to build on that, the single biggest ability for an entrepreneur to do well in life is the ability to deal with uncertainty, which links back to self-belief, okay? If you can deal with uncertainty on a daily basis. Yesterday there was a fintech entrepreneur at a fintech festival in Bombay. He made a comment. I mean, I know too much about his life, which is not in the public domain. I'll not take his name. He was right. If you can come down and come up, not worry, and of course it will impact you. Being equanimous is a concept that, don't be too happy, don't be too sad. But life is not like that. All of us are emotional, we're attached to what we're doing, and we do expect, I read the Bhagavad Gita, we do expect fruits, we do expect results. You can't tell your funders, oh, I made the efforts, results, so Shri Ram pe chhod diya humne, right? You can't tell them that, right? So I just want to say that for all who want to raise capital, who want to be entrepreneurs, if you can deal with uncertainty on a daily basis, weekly basis, yearly basis, and still be optimistic, that's when you should be an entrepreneur. If you cannot deal with uncertainty, then don't be an entrepreneur, right? All of those who are entrepreneurs know that. Of course, self-belief leads to be able to deal with that uncertainty. So you gave me the word I was looking for. I want to end by saying that there are experts who will help you raise capital. There are three, if you really want to raise capital and be successful entrepreneurs, the 3 H's you should embrace. First is hard work. I am a product, I work very hard. Anybody who works with me knows that. You know, my wife was telling my children that, you know, when they were asking my son who's 17, you know, what does mama say about me? He said, you work very hard and so on and so on. Lots of praise, you know. So I said, okay, that's good, right? So hard work is, first is the H is hard work. Second is humility, which is don't give yourself too much credit. Keep doing it. Credit will come. If you do good work, it will come in terms of success, you know, impact. He talked about impact, right? It comes in terms of money, it comes in every way, right? But keep doing. But the third is again links back to what I said, the ability to deal, is hope. If you can wake up every day with hope, and I wake up every day with hope. Some days less, some days more, but I'm never, you know, I'm low energy sometimes, but I'm never depressed. I'm never, I can't say I'm never sad. Sometimes I'm sad. Last night I was sad. I was missing my mom, right? My dad said something about my mom. He was missing her. So I was sad. There are days one is sad. It's normal. It's nothing wrong to miss your mom, right? So be hopeful. I wake up every day. I have some situation I'm dealing with today. It's okay. I'm giving it my best. You know, whatever it needs to do in my thinking and the people I engage with, I'm doing my best, right? The rest God will do. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, build a reputation of being also ethical. I think in the last 10 years, entrepreneurs have got to, you know, there are all kinds of entrepreneurs. He talked about what is the kind of success. Is it success? And what is the difference between being rich and wealthy? How many of you want to be rich? I believe all of you are, or most of you are. How many of you want to be wealthy? Right? So there's a difference between being rich and wealth creation. There is. You learn it as you go along. You have to decide. Again, you also decide money is very important, but it's not the most important. The most important thing is your health, your time, your relationships, and the ability to pursue your dreams. Of course, money enables. And if you like, I'll end by saying Confucius said, if you make your hobby your profession, you don't have to work. So don't do something because people want you to do, your parents, or that's a sector that's doing well. AI, you know, cholabatura.ai, right? You get what I'm trying to say. Do something you genuinely enjoy. I love reading, writing. I used to read 10, 12 newspapers, 20 magazines because my parents would get them at home. Of course, my job has become much more administrative. I read much lesser. I consume much less content than I used to 10 years back because my job is very administrative, which I want to kind of step back at some stage and, you know. So this is what I have to say. I wish you luck. It was more, this is my weekly on advertising. Those of you come from marketing, advertising, no exchange for media. It's the 25th year of exchange for media. I acquired Business World 11 and a half years back. We built many verticals, 27 communities. 3, 4 of them are absolute leaders, like our hospitality community, BW Hotelier, those of you from the absolutely editorially aspirational and you know, in the values that we get from the market, it's a leader. We did a huge event which was like 1 to 100 of hospitality in the room, 800 general managers of hotels. So whatever you, I do this because I genuinely enjoy. I've also been an angel investor in the last 6 years. He was talking about Fandrum, right? You were talking to me about Fandrum. Samriddhi, I invested in Samriddhi and her husband Vipul. It hasn't worked out till now. In fact, you reminded me of her, and she's nice. But you know, since I've invested in 7 companies, I tend to compare every founder, and every founder is unique. But you know, I'm sure she'll pivot and find a way to make money. You put in money, I put in almost that much money, and a lot of emotional energy. So I can also say, I've done angel investing, and again, founders are very unique. I'll talk about any day, but you know, the investors are bigger dreamers than founders. Let me also say that for those of who are investors, right? You're an investor. So I have also seen it from an investor lens. One of my portfolio companies, Beanley Coffee, first investor, IW Embas, Fandrum, Thick Shake Factory, and 3 more companies, right? And I've learned so much from that I have not learned in my 25 years. So my ROI is in learning. Sometimes ROI is not just about money. It's about the experience. It's about your learning. And the last thing I would say is if you want to be an entrepreneur, be ready to change your mind. Continuous learning. Don't be attached to an idea. Don't be attached to a route. Don't be attached to a team. Right? These are things I'd say. I wish you luck. There are other speakers. And Resham and Ojaswita are going to be here throughout the day. You can engage with them and there's stories to be told. And I wish Mukesh a great journey in his thing. I read books, meet real people. I go to conferences, some people tell me, oh, who will connect with you in LinkedIn? I'm in front of you, talk to me now. LinkedIn is not real, okay? Maybe I'm old. The more AI grows, the more digital grows, the value of human touch will grow. You'll crave for meeting people. That's why you're here. Look at what's happening in hospitality. Look at what's happening in events. So, don't network, build meaningful relationships, connect. People say, oh, I'm very good at networking. I was talking to the driver who brought me here, right? I was talking to her. This is not about networking, right? So please engage with people deeply. I wrote this piece 14 years back called Introduction Capital. For those of you who want to raise capital, one introduction can change your life. One introduction, right? Introductions are a capital. And in life, if you help people, maybe not the same set of people will help you, but there is karma, somebody else will help you. So keep helping people. If you want to grow, collect IOUs, help people, right? And you'll be a successful entrepreneur. Thank you. God bless you.